It's the NFL on EA Sports.
And coming up, we'll see Bucky Irving.
He should be a busy man out of the backfield. It's the Buccaneers and the Chargers.
And it comes your way next on Madden NFL 20.
Certainly happy to have you along. Chase McLaughlin has it on the tee, and off we go here in Tampa. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. First run now for Kyron Williams. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here's Herbert. That's complete. It's Ladd McConkey. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 23 yards the pickup there.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Now it's Herbert. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Palmer. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Herbert back to the air. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have the Chargers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. Drive so far, Charles, they've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Over the middle and caught by McConkey. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on. I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Herbert. Down inside the 10. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. The quick slant caught. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Josh Palmer, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Chargers are on the board first here on the road in Tampa. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the Dicker field goal, he's back out ready to send it away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a first-round pick back in April's draft.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. Operating from the gun, Stamper. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. From the gun on 3rd down. Stamper, he's going to air one out. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
This is going to be the matchup to watch out on the perimeter, and it won't be the last time these two go at it. Both of them believe they are the superior. In this case, the win goes to the defense.
Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now we're going to get a timeout. Here's we've got an injured Buccaneer. Now this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. Here's Herbert. That's complete. Demario Douglas with it. Now he's free at the 35. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 73 yards. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. From 13 yards out. And the Chargers are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that'll make the score 14-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Buccaneers offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's been effective with the ball in his hands all season long. The NFL's leader among quarterbacks in touchdowns scored on the ground. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get scouted up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
When you talk about the defense for these Chargers, they've certainly had their struggles against the run at the 30th ranked unit out of 32 teams in the NFL.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
They'll try and run here with Irving. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. They're going to try and throw.
It's the National Football League on.
Certainly happy to have you along. Chase McLaughlin has it on the tee, and off we go here in Tampa. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. One touchdown pass. They didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Back to throw here, Herbert. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. A big play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Chargers are on the board first here on the road in Tampa. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Stamper. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. From the 35, here's second and a couple. Straight ahead, it's Irving. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to let this one go deep. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Buccaneers at 7-9 now on the year. And they've lost 3 straight here. And it kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak. And right now, they're not playing their best football. But if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Stamper. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 39. A run up the middle with Irving. Ooh, with a juke. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. Operating from the gun, Stamper. And he pulls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Buccaneers are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
And really an excellent run. Sidestepping tacklers on his way to a pickup of 8. From the 38 now. Here's second down at 2. Again, it's Williams. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. You look at this defense for Tampa Bay. This crew against the pass, it's been a real struggle. Second from the bottom in the NFL, number 31.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. This is taken around the 12. A good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Buccaneers offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And his numbers this year have been eye-popping in a lot of categories. In one area that stands out, he's the NFL leader in rushing touchdowns by a quarterback here in the latter part of the season. Looking deep downfield. This is caught at the 20. And great yardage here all the way deep into Los Angeles territory. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. And even 60 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Trey Palmer. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Bucs have taken the lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown. Here's McLaughlin to kick off. And just shutting him off there. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Chargers ready to take over. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Herbert now. Man open left side, it's Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Charger football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Out of the gun, Herbert. And this one finds McConkey. A gain of 5, and it's 2nd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Following the penalty, it's Williams. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. And this one is right down the middle. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field. They go play action here on 1st down. That is incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's a handoff to Irving. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Looking to throw. Stamper. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Greggy, be careful with that.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
From the 24, Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. Back to throw. Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. A shotgun snap for Herbert.
Open man, it's Palmer.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Herbert throwing again.
He's got to hook up downfield to McConkey.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
2nd and a couple.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert.
That's completed right side to Palmer. And the Chargers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
3rd catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a 1st down. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Here's Herbert. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Chargers are once again back in front. Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And it's now 17-14. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now.
As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the 1st half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down, eluding the pressure right. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Operating from the gun, Stamper.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
picked off by Marcus Williams.
And the Chargers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play.
The Charger drive about to get going.
They'll start in excellent field position following the INT.
And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's second down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Now it's Herbert. He finds Douglas complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
Well, they had the right down and the definite distance to take a shot downfield, but it didn't work out the way that they had envisioned.
No, that's a situation where if you take a sack close to the line of scrimmage, it's not that bad, but a loss like that, you can't take a sack there.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing you cannot do, they did.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
1 second, all that remains.
A final shot before break. Stamper. He's going to try and go deep again. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break.
Only 2 quarters of football left in the regular season. Everybody's excited to get to the playoffs. So excited that we're just going to skip right over halftime and get back to the action.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
He'll be stopped up at the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin this third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
He's going to look deep down the field.
And that's going to be incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Stamper. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. Now a loose football. Coleman lost it, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And he returns it to the end zone. A fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And that one puts them on top here in the third. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Chargers offense and Justin Herbert getting set for this next drive. The Charger drive about to get going.
And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Calling a gain of 6 on the play. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8. Herbert. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he works free through the middle of the field. Touchdown, LA! A great play there. 54 yards.
And the Chargers have retaken a third-quarter lead.
Well, that's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or 2 today. And I was like, oh, a zinger or 2? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Bucs ready to take over once again. The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Into space at the 45.
And all the way out to the 45-yard line. A big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. In motion, the tight end.
On 1st and 10, here's Irving.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders. Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by DJ Reed. Oh, what a move. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. but clearly there's some growing still to do.
They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Here's Herbert. And it's caught. And the Chargers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long.
Nice.
It's Week 18 to the 2029 season, and we'll see the Buccaneers' superstar wide receiver. He's been a quarterback's best friend, nearly 1,300 yards receiving on the year.
Ball is teed up. Chase McLaughlin to do the honors. And we're off from Tampa. On the return, here comes Reed. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Herbert throwing right away. He completes it in traffic. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Palmer coming in motion left. The first carry now for Kyron Williams. And he's tackled for a short gain. We have a timeout now. Medical staff out to check on an injured man. And you hate to see this in the final week of the regular season. Herbert now to throw on 3rd. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Williams now on 1st and 10. And he's held up short of midfield after a small gain. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Herbert from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Chargers will have a first. Out of the option, he's going to keep it going right. And he doesn't slide down, and he pays for it. A big shot sends him to the ground. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
From the 33 on 2nd down. And he is hit hard shortly after that catch. Great job hanging on to that, but only a small gain on that play. On 3rd and 1, it's Herbert. He has the first over the middle. It's an LA touchdown. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Irving on the inside give. Escapes a defender. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. One play in, and already they're close to midfield. Back to pass on 1st and 10. He's trying to push the field. He's got it inside the 10. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. On his Chase McLaughlin for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Buccaneers respond with 7 of their own to tie it here early. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. On the return, here comes Reed. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Herbert with a blitz coming. Short pass brought in. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Give to Williams from the gun. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
From the 41. He gets crushed behind the line, and the ball comes out. And it ends up out of bounds. A small loss on the play, but they do, importantly, keep possession. So a crisis averted a moment ago, but their reward, a really tough 3rd down here. Play action now for Herbert. Finds McConkey. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 29 yards. And it brings up an LA 1st down. Throwing now, Herbert. Forced out to his right. He can run it.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
On 2nd down, a run with Williams. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that 1st down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
And he's got it down into the red zone at the 16. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. Chargers ball as we get back for the 2nd, and they are thinking points. From the 16. And he will score. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers take a 2nd quarter lead. Demario Douglas with the touchdown. Dicker's extra point is up and good. And the Chargers break that tie and now lead by 7. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Set to return this, Trey Palmer. He's got a lane up past the 30. And they finally bring him down after a huge return into their territory.
You know, Kate, it's fun talking to these elite kick returners over the years and how much they visualize. As they're sitting back there waiting for the kickoff return, they're visualizing, well, a house call. And there was some serious explosiveness from him on that one. He may not have gotten all the way to the house, but he's setting his offense up in the red zone, which is pretty darn good.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Complete out to the right. And they're going to take this to the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers can tie it up in the second after cutting into the lead. McLaughlin tacks on the extra point. And the Buccaneers tie things up at 14. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Here's a return from the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Chargers are being led back out on offense by Justin Herbert here. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. And with each team coming off a touchdown and scoring well early on, we've got the makings of a barn burner here, Brock, if they can keep this up.
Yeah, and as a quarterback, as an offense, it doesn't mean you over-try, but you just know, hey, man, our defense having a hard time slowing them down, and we've got to step on that accelerator.
From the 37. Cut out left. Breaks the tackle. Green grass ahead. So now a timeout for a player who was shaken up on that previous snap, and I think we can all agree not what any of us were hoping to see as we close out this regular season. 1st and 10. Herbert able to hit Palmer. Complete. He's got a gain of 6 there. That's Antoine Winfield Jr. up to make that play.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
It's Herbert once more. Into traffic, complete. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And he won't win the race to the outside. That one's bottled up at the line. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
From the pistol, it's Herbert. He finds McConkey. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Intercepted in the end zone.
You know, Kate, one of the tenets of the West Coast system that I was fortunate to play in, touchdown to check down. Touchdown to check down. You get in the red zone, it's touchdown to check down. You can't put the ball in harm's way. That's a brilliant job by the defense with their coverage, baiting the quarterback into the throw. But you got to sail that one into the stands. Touchdown or check down. You can't possibly give an interception in that situation.
Only took him one play, partner, and they've already made it to that 40-yard line. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Buys time, rolling right. Finds a man right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down. On the give, this is Irving. And he ranges forward to the 31 before they bring him down. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. Catch is made down the right sideline. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And it's scooped up by the Chargers.
That is such a gut punch as a quarterback. You put in so much work to get down near the goal line. And then you've got to take care of the football. You can't be reckless with the ball. Those defenders are looking to knock it free, and that's exactly what they did. Keeping points off the board.
And he's not going to escape. They could not get the push they needed. That's going to be a safety.
Okay, you could just feel it, right off the snap. You just got that sense at the line of scrimmage. When those big guys defensively win it right off the jump, right at the line of scrimmage down here at the goal line, well, they've got a chance to put 2 points on their ledger. That's well done by those big boys defensively.
Time for us to get another look at this Tampa Bay offense. And they know they let points slip away with that fumble in the red zone, Brock. They're looking to get him back here. Slot man motioned over. Throwing now, following the turnover. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball. Left side. This is brought in at the 15. They'll come up 1st and 10. From the red zone now. He's on the move. He's keeping it. And they will score. It's a Tampa touchdown. The Buccaneers grow their lead just before halftime. Roflin's extra point is up and good. And the Buccaneers push the lead to 2 scores now. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's Williams to start the drive. And they beat him to the edge. That run stopped back at the line. Chargers hurrying to the line as the seconds tick away. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Straight ahead with Williams. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Timeout taken by the Buccaneers. They're first. On to punt on 4th down, it's Bradley Pinion. He bunted 3 times in the win last week, and this one is away. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. They'll throw to begin this drive. Complete out to the right side. And as he goes out of bounds, we've got a flag on the play, likely against the defense. So a big self-inflicted error as that personal foul moves the ball forward quite a bit. Roughing the passer on that last play, and that's always going to lead to an automatic 1st down. Throwing off the play fake here. Chased out to his right. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. We have a timeout now. Medical staff out to check on an injured man, and you hate to see this in the final week of the regular season. They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Another try following the sack. He put everything he had into this one. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Bucs ready to send it away on fourth as Jake Camarda runs on to punt it. Only punted once in last week's loss, and he gets this one away. And this one did hit at the 8, but took a big bounce and finished its journey in the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Charger offense late in this first half. And down a couple of scores, Brock. They probably try to get this into field goal range to trim that lead before halftime. He breaks a tackle, and he's short of the first after a mild gain. Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. A play fake, now Herbert to throw. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. The defense takes its third and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. And for the Buccaneers, it's a nickel look, third down coming. Sending a receiver left. On third down, here's Williams. And he's going nowhere there. Add that to what's been a tough afternoon for him. The Chargers lined up in punt formation. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. Ball taken in at the 36. And he's brought down before the return gets far. So we're halfway through this final week of the regular season. And I guess we'll follow up with the rest of the NFL after this one ends. We're moving right along to the start of the second half. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. On the return, here's Palmer. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Buccaneers getting their offense set to go to begin the third. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this third quarter. Airing it out to start this drive. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. He'll look to throw. He throws a bullet down the left sideline. And he makes the wait. No, he didn't hang on. It falls incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. So they're left facing third and long.
Man, with how hard it is, Kate, to get these plays down the field, you can't let the coverage off the hook with a drop. Just can't happen. But you're going to see it right here. He saw the open space ahead of him and started running before he ever brought the ball fully in.
Third and long for him here. He's trying to go deep again. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And they're going to be stuck with a fourth and long. Tampa Bay in punt formation now. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. Fair catch signaled for and made at the 32-yard line. Ball at the 33 for first down. Second half starts with a run by Williams. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Another run for Williams. And They crush him right near the marker. It looks close, but yep, Brock, I think he safely got that first down before the hit. Herbert from the gun. A quick slant. Here's McConkey. And he takes it past midfield and starts the drive into Buccaneers territory. 2nd and 3 now. Working from the gun here. It's Herbert. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Caught, nice gain left side. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. They're now set for 1st and 10. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he's brought down for a loss.
Any tackle for loss hurts, Kate, but they hurt that much more from a defensive back. Those guys typically are better in coverage, and you've got to find a way to make them miss in the backfield.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. It's a 3-yard pickup. That's going to leave him facing 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Here's Herbert. It is caught left side. And they get this down to the 28. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Running it now out of the gun. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Going to the ground again on 1st. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9. Herbert. He brings it in. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Herbert back to throw. Escapes the pocket. And they will score. Touchdown, LA! The Chargers start the 2nd half with some needed points. Justin Herbert with the touchdown. Dicker tacks on the extra point. And the Chargers cut the lead down to just 2. We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. On the return, here's Palmer. Returns looking good so far. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. The Buccaneer offense back out for another series. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they can really use some more points on this drive. Play action on 1st down. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down.
That's good for a Tampa Bay.
Back to throw. Oh, he put everything he had into that throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And it's going to be 2nd down. They go play action here. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's throwing deep to the left side. This is caught inside the 15. Only a new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. They are throwing it again. On the move, headed right. And not quite a touchdown, but he's down to the 4 before going out.
Well, you don't get the first down, but I'll tell you this, Kate, that drives a defense and a defensive coordinator nuts. They do everything right, they win, and yet still QB makes something out of nothing.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
A loss of a yard on the play. It's now 3rd down and 4.
From the gun on 3rd down. And they will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers push this to an 8-point game. McLaughlin tacks on the extra point. And the Buccaneers push the lead to 2 scores now. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing now, Herbert. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Herbert now off the play fake. He completes it in traffic. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Short pass brought in. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space.
He goes the distance. Touchdown, L.A. The Chargers have cut it to a 3-point game here in the 4th. Ladd McConkey with a touchdown. Dicker on now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Chargers cut the lead down to just 2. We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. On the return, here's Palmer. And this drive will start inside the 25. Just a week before the playoffs begin, partner, here's where teams stand as we play out this regular season finale. First and 10, looking to throw. And a man is there to knock that away.
I'll tell you what that deflection right there, Kate, tells me. That defense was following and reading the quarterback's eyes. Knew exactly where that throw was going. And it takes a little bit of intuition, a little bit of feel. He's able to get his hands on it and knock it out of bounds.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
He's back to throw. They did it. He made the interception. Marcus Williams has it. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back for the pick 6. Dicker on now for the PAT. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Chargers jump in front now by 5. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. On the return, here's Palmer. And the return sets them up just beyond their own. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Back to the air following the pick 6. It's intercepted. DJ Reed. He spins right by him. And the Chargers are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful. Right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. In this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
They're out and set. 1st and 10. Herbert now. And he finds him in the end zone for an LA touchdown. The Chargers stretch it to a 2-score game in the 4th. Demario Douglas with the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Dicker's extra point is up and good. And the Chargers push the lead up to 12. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Starting from the 5. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Tampa Bay ready to head out to the field. And the last 2 drives have been teaching tape for that defense, Brock, and probably have earned this offense a lecture in the near future as well. Just haven't been able to take care of that football.
Yeah, I just kind of want to focus on those guys, everything they're doing on that side, because the humble pie this offense is eating, it's been a tough watch.
That one gonna go against the D. He got too aggressive to try and stop that play, and they tag him for pass interference. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they get a fresh set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Took his shot at 6 that time, so it'll be 2nd down.
Well, QB put it pretty close to the sideline to begin with, and the defender, look at him, just put his little hand right out there. It just encouraged it to fall out of bounds.
He's trying another one deep. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
That play is so impressive on so many levels, not just because it saves a touchdown, Kate. He had to time that perfectly to knock it free without drawing a flag or letting him establish possession for the score. That is so, so good.
Palmer coming in motion left. Here he is on 3rd and long. He's loaded another one. Big game downfield. And he hauls it in for the Tampa touchdown. The Buccaneers now within 1 score in the 4th. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
And this is going to be caught, getting aggressive as they trail in this game, and that takes them 2 points closer. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. The Chargers send wide receiver Ladd McConkey set for another drive. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to one score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. They did it! He made the interception! And the Buccaneers have some new life in the 4th. All right, that's now his 2nd interception thrown in this game. Obviously not a stat you want, but he does have those 4 touchdowns to fall back on.
And that pick, well, makes it a little bit better performance for this defense, right? I mean, you get burned 4 times, but at least you got a couple to hang your hat on that you did take away. I'm not sure that back is going to save them from what's going to be a really rough film session, though.
That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains. They'll come up 1st and 10. Setting up a throw. Forced out to his right. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. And the Chargers make the play that should win them this game. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks them up, gets it right back for them.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked on a guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
The defense calls a timeout. So that's their first. 8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Back-to-back carries here. And he's brought down for a loss. Tampa spends its 2nd timeout now. And they'll have just one left to burn now.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. That timeout taken by the Buccaneers, and that's their final one. Chargers beginning to celebrate their win here as they take a knee.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
They take a knee here, and that's going to close out the regular season with a victory.